Hi, folks. The October numbers are in, and overall, the GTA, we have some great numbers. The market seems extremely strong. Nobleton, however, has not fared as good. Let's have a look here. So when we take a look at the Market Watch, now Market Watch is a report produced by the Toronto Real Estate Board, and it covers all of the Greater Toronto area, as far north as past Innisfil, Durham area, Peel area, covers a wide area. And these numbers here, page 1 of the Market Watch report, shows that when we look at all properties traded through the Toronto Real Estate Board, we're looking at over here that sales were up 6%. Now, what we're doing is comparing October that just passed versus October last year. So sales are up 6%, which is good news. But the average price of a home sold went up 3.5% from October last year, which is also good news. This is great information to know, and this is what you're going to hear the news outlets are broadcasting. So, but let's take a little bit of a closer look what actually is happening there. And when we look at all of TREB again, and when we compare month to month, so here's October, 807,000 is the average of all homes sold through the Toronto Real Estate Board. And when we look at comparing to September, we can see that sales were up slightly 1.3% month over month. Sorry, this is average dollars here. Sales were up actually 16% from September to October. Sales are up and prices are up. That's great news. So overall, the market is strong. But here's an interesting note. If we look at this 807,000 and we say, let's add just $1,000 as a margin of error just in case. That actually changes this number. If we go to 808,000, that takes us to a 17-month high. It goes way here to June last year, between July and June somewhere. Can you imagine that? Now, think about this. You've been hearing in the news how prices are down, prices are down, prices are down. But in fact, we're sitting at a 17-month high. When we take a closer look at Nobleton, and I'm just focused on detached home, just because the majority of properties in Nobleton, there's just not a huge amount of townhomes, not a huge amount of semis, mostly detached homes. So let's focus on that, and let's not let the other properties kind of take away from our numbers. We could see that Nobleton, since July, August, September, has seen some 3 months in a row of average prices increasing, but October dropped by 16%, the average price. We sold more homes in Nobleton for the month of October than practically any other time through the course of the year and through most of last year. But the average price dropped. This is something to be concerned about. This is something to have to really investigate further. Maybe it's something, maybe it's not, but the average price dropped to 1.4 million. Looking at it closer, we would need to investigate, are a lot of those homes that were sold, are they more of the smaller bungalow, the older homes that are being torn down? Maybe that's something that we have to have a look at. When we look at the neighboring cities, King City dropped, Nobleton dropped, Richmond Hill dropped. Vaughan and Aurora are the only two neighboring cities that actually went up in average price. And here's Nobleton split up into sections. Now, the reason I do this is because here at the top corner here, this is the new subdivision, which happens to be where I live, by the way. But this is the new subdivision here. And just below the new subdivision, you have some of one of the older parts of Nobleton. And You really can't compare prices in one neighborhood to the other. Plus, you go across here in the McTaggart neighborhood and Russell Snyder neighborhood, and you really can't compare these prices to what's going on in the new subdivision. So I've split up Nobleton into 6 distinct areas. And some neighborhoods, for example, down here, no homes were sold. In this neighborhood over here, no homes were sold for October. And when you start really looking at this map and the different price ranges, and I even have the year-to-date totals, there's not a ton of activity going on in Nobleton, but you can kind of see how much homes are costing in the different neighborhoods. The newest neighborhood here at the bottom left corner, I hope you're seeing it the same way I'm seeing it there, but at the bottom left corner here, the average homes for the year are averaging almost 1.7 million, 1,676,000. So this is the most expensive part of Nobleton right now. And you can see how the areas kind of fare. I hope you find this information useful. Let me just open this up. I hope you find this information useful. I'm putting together to give you some more insight as to what's going on in the different areas. But keep in mind, what's happening on your street, around the corner from you, what happened as recent as possible yesterday or the day before is more important than anything anybody could tell you. It's definitely more important than any reports you're hearing on the news. They talk about in general. I'm trying to give you some insight as to what's happening in your neighborhood in Nobleton. My name is Santos Sessa. I'm with RE/MAX Premier. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Thank you.